challenging. All right, just a little bit challenging.
Come on.
All right, here we go. Turn around. So here we go. First of all, I am pretty sure everybody knows how many degrees there are in a circle, right? 360 degrees. One full rotation is equal to 360 degrees. So because of that, all right, it's easy to calculate the missing pieces. All right, so let's take a look. Number one, how many degrees is X? 170. Is everybody okay with that? Anybody have any issues? 170 degrees. Now here, I don't really like their mark, but to me, this means that's 35 degrees, and this means that this is also right here what?
35.
Yeah, I think that's the better way to look at that. Yes, sir. So, yeah, good. 150. Thank you. And don't forget the little degree symbol. 150 degrees. All right, so let's look here. It says HK and IJ are diameters. Identify each as major, minor, or semicircle. So what do you think a minor arc would be?
Smaller.
Under 90? What would major be?
Over 180.
Over what?
180.
Yeah, so that's the difference. So semi would be what? 180 degrees, right? So then you're either major or minor, all right? And minor is always less than 180, and major is always what? Greater than 180, all right? So a semicircle is exactly 180. All right, now, notice the way they write these, all right? So IHJ, so we're going to have to go I to H to J. Does everybody see that? All right, so you got to watch what I'm doing to make sure you understand how they're labeling the arcs. All right, so what is IJ? No, this one,
90
IJ,
degrees.
90 degrees. So that means the measure of IHJ would be what? How many degrees? 270 degrees, right?
Yep.
And because it's 270 degrees, that makes it a what?
Major.
Major. All right. Now, generally, the major arcs are identified with 3 letters. Minor arcs are labeled with what? 2 letters. And a semicircle is also 3 letters. All right. And part of the reason why I say that is because if I said arc, please pay attention. If I said arc HK, would you know what I meant? No, right? Because we could do above or we could do what?
Below.
Below. That's why you name it with 3 letters. Is everybody okay with that? All right. Same thing with if I just said IJ. If I said IJ, obviously, we would be talking about IJ from here, right? But if I wanted the major arc, IJ, you have to identify it with 3 letters. So you would say IHJ or IGJ or something like that. Is everybody okay with that? It's just now how you're naming the arcs. That's all we're doing. Any questions so far? Pretty easy. What?
Why is it 270 degrees?
Because this is 90, and they want this part right here. You with me now?
Yeah.
All right. Now, HI obviously is what? 59 degrees. And that's what? Minor. 59 degrees minor. Now let's do HGK. That is what? How much? 180 degrees, I believe, right? And that's called a what? Semicircle, right? Pretty easy. I agree with you. Totally simple. All right. Now, for number 6, the graph shows the results of a survey taken by high school students regarding what activities they participate in after school. All right. Measure. Find the measure of AB. All right. So AB is this, right?
9.
Right. So to find the measure, they're asking, like when you measure an angle, you would measure it in what? Degrees, right? So what would the measure of AB be? 9% of 360.
40.
32.4 degrees. Everybody okay with that? Find what? Well, again, it's 9%. It's 9% of the total. Right? 9% of 360. So it's 0.09 times 360. Now again, guys, a lot of that stuff is on the ERBs. All right. All the circle stuff, everything there is about percentages and angles and all that. All right, I don't think that's too bad. Does everybody agree with that now? All right, so let's everybody calculate the measure of BC. What is that?
43.
So we're going to say that's 0.12 times 360, right? Which is, somebody tell me? 42 point?
43.2.
43.2, somebody says. Everybody okay with that? So sports would be considered a what?
Major.
Major arc. Exactly. All right. Easy. All right, let's continue on. Let's see if it gets any harder. All right, so no QS is the diameter. Find each measure. All right, so I need STP. Somebody tell me. STP, what is it?
147.
Yeah, you don't need a calculator for that, guys. Those of you guys grabbing your calculator. 147 degrees. Okay. QRT. I think it's 255 degrees. Remember, QRS is how many?
180.
And then continue on. 180 plus 75. Everybody okay with that? Any issues? All right, tell me about PQR. Hold on, let me erase so I can see. PQR. Now, I need you to tell me what PQ is. How many?
PQ is 30.
33. No. Yeah, 33.
Is that correct? Anybody else get 33?
Yep.
Right?
Sure.
Now, how do we get that? Because we know from here to here
180.
is 180. That's 180. So now if we want PQR, it's just
123.
right, 123 degrees. Everybody okay with that? That's pretty easy, right? Any questions? Any questions? All right, so that is a measure. You measure in degrees. All right. Now I'm going to ask you to find the length. All right. So someone tell me, and again, I have no idea why this is difficult. All right. So please listen to the explanation here. You'll find it super easy. All right. JK, can somebody tell me if I'm trying to find this length right here, that's going to be a fractional part of what? Fractional part of the, yes. All right. You're right. It would be a fractional part of 360, but now we're not doing degrees. We're doing a length. So I need everybody to understand that is a fractional part of the circumference. Does everybody agree with that? What fraction of the circumference is it? Stop. What fraction of the circle is it? You don't need a calculator for that either. What? What?
1/12.
Thank you. 1/12. How do you not know that?
360 divided by 30.
30 degrees out of 360 degrees. I know 3 into 36 was a tough one. All right, I agree. 12. All right, 12. So that is 1/12 of the circumference. Everybody agree with me? All right, so what is the circumference?
12.5.
No, the circumference. What is the circumference? No, I want it as what? 4 pi. Now that we're a little bit more advanced, we don't do decimals anymore. Everything is exact. All right? So we would say the circumference of that circle, does everybody agree it's 4 pi? Right? You have to know that. Circumference is 4 pi. Now, all the way around is 4 pi, but we only want what? We only want what of it?
1/12.
A 12th of it. So 1/12 of 4 pi is, we don't need a calculator for that.
Point.
No, we don't.
1/3.
No, it's not.
No, decimal.
Say it.
1/3 pi.
Or we just say pi over 3. That's obviously pi over 3 feet. All right, pi over 3 feet. All right, now I'll go in slow motion again. All right, here we go. All right, I really want you to think about the circumference of that circle. What is the circumference of the circle again? 4 pi. So all the way around would be 4 pi. Does everybody agree with that? If I walked around that circle, it would just be 4 pi. Right? But I'm not going all the way. I'm going what fraction of the way? 1/12. So I'm dividing that by 12. Some of you are asking me what the fraction 4/12 is. What is the fraction 4/12? 1/3. That's why it's pi over 3. Everybody agree with that? I'm going to show you the formula, but I don't really think you need a formula. I think you just need to understand that. Right? Does everybody understand what I'm saying now? Is everybody okay with it being pi over 3 now? Don't be afraid to ask. Everybody good? All right, so now, just for you, the arc length, so we say arc is 2 pi r. What is 2 pi r? What is that? No, what is 2 pi r?
The arc.
The formula for.
Oh, sorry.
The area of the circle.
Stop. You guys are embarrassing me. It's on tape, too. What does 2 pi r stand for?
Circumference.
Circumference. Thank you. 2 pi r is the circumference formula. All right. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think n over 360 represents? What does n over 360 represent? How many degrees in a circle? So what does n represent? The fractional part of the circle, right? How many degrees are there in that arc? That's what n is. All right? N is the measure of the arc. N is the measure of the arc. Please look up because I really want it to make perfectly good sense. It's not something you have to memorize. You have to know that the circumference is what? 2 pi r, right? Instead of taking the whole circumference, we're just looking for a part of the circumference. And that's what the n over 360 is. That's the part of the circumference. So everybody agree with me? So this formula, arc, for this problem, arc would equal 2 times pi times, what's the radius? 2 times, what's n? 30 out of 360. And now what you're supposed to see, that's exactly what I did. Right? 30 out of 360 reduces to 1/12. 2 times 2 pi is 4 pi. 4 pi divided by 12 is pi over 3. Correct? Yes. What? The radius. Right? The circumference formula, remember, is 2 pi r, if you didn't know that. All right, so now up here, guys, number 11. All right, what would be the circumference of the circle? How much? That's right. So it's going to be 15 pi times what? 105 over 360. Because we only need how many degrees? Out of how many? Now listen to me, guys. If you don't understand that, I want you to tell me. What?
Why did you multiply it by the radius?
What's the difference? What's the
Oh, I
difference?
see the difference now.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
One's the radius, one's the diameter.
Okay.
True. You can divide it by 2, but then it would be multiplied by 2. Right? Anybody have any issues with that? Anybody have any issues? Now we leave our answer in terms of pi. We're not doing a decimal anymore. So here, what we're going to do is, if you want, just do 15 times 105 divided by 360. Math, enter, enter. And what does that say? 35 pi over 8. 35 pi over 8. Emily, you good on that? Anybody have any issues? Because we're going to do the next one. Now, honestly, I'm not sure why they put 10 pi over 3 in there. Alright, they must be telling you. Alright, yeah, this is not right. Okay, so I want to tell you something. I just can't believe. Yeah, I really don't like that. Alright, this now, believe it or not, guys, and for number 12, alright, later on, you will be discussing what's referred to as radians. Alright, there's an angle, there's a different way of measuring angles. Alright, and I am stunned. I didn't look at this. I'm not sure why they're telling you, I'm not sure why they're telling you that angle measure is in radians. Alright, so we're not going to do 12 and 13. Alright, if it was an easy explanation, I would tell you, but it's going to require a little bit more than a little explanation. And I'm stunned by the fact that they wrote that in there. Alright, so cross out 12 and 13. And then I'm going to look to see if there's anything else. I don't really think there's anything else. I'm looking down here. I'm looking down. Yeah, everything else is good. That's so weird that they did that. Alright. Now, again, one last thing here, guys. Seriously. Does anybody, if you want me to repeat something, I'm going to repeat it. But I just feel like it's simple. And you know I keep saying it's simple, and some of you get irritated, but you're not afraid to say, alright, what's the problem? So speak up. Emily, what?
I'm so confused with 11.
Alright, so let's look at 11 one more time. Alright, so we're trying to find JK. This is JK right here, right? Alright, so the formula is arc is equal to 2 pi r, right? Times n over 360. Right, well, what is 2r the same as? The diameter, do you agree?
Yeah.
So instead of dividing that by 2 and then multiplying it by 2, I just knew that the arc would equal 15 pi times 105 out of 360.
And then we multiply it.
So now on your calculator, do 15 times 105 divided by 360. We're not using pi. Pi is going to be left in your answer. And then math, enter, enter.
Oh, and then
And then
we get 35.
you get 35 over 8, which is the same as 35 pi over 8. You agree with that? everybody agree that's pretty easy, right? I just looked. I don't see anything that's difficult here, guys, on the homework. Nothing. Percentages, multiply by 360. That's on the ERBs all the time. I do even try 27. All right. The Ferris wheel there, that's easy to find. The angle measures. The arc length, very simple. All right. I don't think it's hard. All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You just refresh it a little.
No,
Watch it like
Yeah,
that.
that's so annoying. So what I'm going to do for you guys is this. Since that's annoying, what I'm going to do is I'll just post this on Classroom, and then you can just download it into Notability if you want. And that way you don't have to worry about it. All right? Because I'll have this. All right. So give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be able to fix that.